Good evening, fellow Gravity Channel YouTube subscribers. This is Dave Thibodeau at DT Model Art, bringing you the next video in the endless series, I call them, of the Gravity Color videos on the model projects we do. And of course, this one is the 2014 Honda RC213V, driven or piloted by Marc Marquez in the 2014 season. And I've come a little bit of a way on the model since the last time I talked to you. I've gotten the frame done. Now what I want to talk to you about right here now is this really cool jig that I actually have the frame sitting on. This is made by Marco Moto Designs. It is obtainable through eBay. He also has a email that I can give out to anybody if you want to email me at daveythib@gmail.com. I can give you his email. I don't know if he wants me to say it over the video here, but Marco Moto Designs is the name of the gentleman that makes these jigs. They are these black pieces here are wooden, and he has strategically placed some nice bolts in there. Now these bolts are triggered by a hex head that you see here, and I got some tools that I actually have for this. Some of these tools come with the set, or with the jig. This one here is for the front fork when you're building the front fork. Comes with a nice set of instructions too if you need them. This is actually did not come with the jig, but this is a Allen wrench head that fits these perfectly. And what you literally can do is loosen these bolts up, slide it around, and make it fit whatever frame you're building. In this case here, the RC213V I'm doing. And I've got it actually bolted down and locked in place with these posts that have holes in the sides that go through these small wires. These little wires with a little bit of like a rubber insulation on the end. He does provide you those with the jig when you buy it from him. This is just a piece of flat, nice hardened aluminum, I guess, and all these different configurations you can do. You can mount engines to this thing. You can mount the frame. It really makes the model hands-off. It's a really nice piece. I really recommend you guys get it if you're really serious about building MotoGP bikes. It is a must-to-have. Marco Motors Designs. You can find him on eBay. And you can probably contact him through eBay if you want as well. He has a bunch of them, I think, on eBay at this point right now. So if you want to go grab one, it's the best way to do it. So check him out on eBay, Marco Motors Designs. Anyways, so getting back to the frame itself, I built the frame and the swing arm up, filled in the seams and all that on the frame, and this thing needed to be a really nice, shiny, polished aluminum. So what I did is I went with Tamiya's recommendation. They told me to pick up this stuff. It's TS83. You can't just get this in Hobby Lobby or a lot of the hobby stores don't have it. I actually had to get this offline. It's not part of their normal line. In a really good stocked hobby shop, they might have it, but mine, particularly my hobby town that I have near me, did not. So I ordered this offline. It says right at the top here, or on the side, a TS14 black undercoat is required to get the full effect out of this stuff. So it's kind of like Alclad polished aluminum in a can, and it works spectacular. So what I did is I primed the bike with primer. In this case here I used Tamiya Fine Surface Primer, and then I went ahead and I shot on some Gravity Colors Anthracite Black base coat. And then I went ahead and cleared it with their clear, the two-part urethane clear they have. I don't have any of it sitting out here, but you can get it at their site, gravitycolors.com. It's fantastic stuff. Let it dry after I cleared it, but I made sure that the finish was super smooth. So I made sure that the swing arm and the frame were painted really nice, and they were really shiny, glossy, and just dead smooth, the way I wanted it. Once it dried and cured, I literally took this stuff here through the can and shot it right on the frame, and this is how it came out. I mean, look at that thing. It looks like real metal, polished aluminum, just like the real bike. So I'm a fan definitely of this stuff, especially since you could just shoot it out of the can once you put on the key, of course, is the prep and the base coat. You have to have a super shiny, glossy finish. So that's what I did. and mounting to this jig, I don't have to touch it much. Is it durable? Absolutely. It is more durable, I think, than Alclad, guys. It really is. So that's what I went with. So it's, like I said, one more look. I made sure I got rid of all my seams. There's no seams on the bottom and on the edges. Tamiya is pretty clever about making the seams very small or very minor so they're easy to fill. That's what I love about Tamiya bikes. And their kits are getting just better and better with the new ones they're coming out with, which is very little these days. But hey, when they do come out with a nice new bike, I tend to pick it up right away. But there's your aluminum. I mean, that's the polished aluminum look I was after. Now, the other thing I also did was painted the actual engine block. Now, what I did here is I went ahead and shot the whole block the same way as the frame. So the main block itself is painted with gloss black, or the gravity colors black. And then I went ahead, cleared it, and then I shot it with the TS83 again because it needed to be a chrome or a real nice shiny aluminum finish out of the kit. Once that was done, I went ahead and let it dry really well, and I masked off the heads. And of course, I put this on separately. This paint here is the XF56 metallic gray. Really nice stuff. This is enamel. Again, you can't just buy this here in the States at a hobby shop. You have to basically buy it from eBay or from Japan somewhere. And I get them from actually a buyer on eBay that sells them out of Japan pretty cheap, about $4 or $5 a bottle, which isn't too bad. Actually, $3 something a bottle for these. This is an enamel, so you thin it with an enamel. You don't usually use acrylic thinner or anything like that. It's enamel. You have to use an enamel-based thinner to thin this stuff, so that's what I use. But this stuff airbrushes out beautifully, dries really durable. It's nice stuff. I love the Tamiya enamels. Now, once I got done painting that, I just did all the smaller details on the engine. Put a real light wash on it in certain areas, but the engine is coming along very nicely. Now this area right here, okay, that's normally where the clutch goes. I won't be using the kit clutch in my build here. We decided to go ahead and kind of up the level of detail on this kit, and we got some parts from Top Studio. I do have the clutch kit, which I will be assembling in the next video and applying to the bike. Full kit. I mean, really, the only thing you got to paint is probably maybe the resin piece at the top here, in like an X32, like titanium gold. But the rest of the clutch pack and everything, you literally build it just like a real clutch with stacked rings on it. So I'll be doing that next. The other thing I'll be adding to the bike are the 1/12 scale resin foot pegs. They have much more detail than the actual what's in the kit. Kits are very anemic, I guess you could say. We'll be adding the shift linkage as well, which comes with a beautifully turned CNC'd shift linkage with a couple resin pieces to complete the process or to complete the build. We are also going to be adding the 1/12 scale oxygen sensors, details to the exhaust. And of course, last but not least, speaking of the exhaust, we're going to be actually adding the turned aluminum exhaust pipe detail that comes from Top Studio. All this stuff was available separately, and of course, they came out with a full detail kit for this bike. We're not going to obviously be doing that because of the timing, and it didn't come out in time, and we've already spent the money on what we have here, so we'll be using these parts here. So that's what I got ahead of me. I know I didn't mention these last time to you, because I hadn't purchased them yet, but I think that's going to add a lot to the build regardless. And we're going for a fairing on look anyways. I'm not going to be super detailing this bike with the fairings off, with the wheel off, and we're not going to be adding a full built chain to the bike. We're going to use the kit chain. So there are some things in the kit that I'm going to use, but just I wanted to enhance the bike to make it look better. So every little detail you put in these bikes always enhances them, so that's why we're going that route. So the engine is coming along really well. And of course, I love my jig from MarcoMotoDesigns.com. And his stuff is really nice. If you want to contact him, please get a hold of me and I can help you. He's on eBay, like I said, and he's also on Facebook a lot as well. So you can get a hold of him that way as well. But anyways, if you have any questions, like I said, just get a hold of me at Davey Tib, DAVEYTHIB, gmail.com. Not a whole lot to show you in this video, but we're moving. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.